the Yaoqing's illustrious healer. I've heard much about you.
You're too kind, General. My visit to the Luofu is only in aid of keeping a promise.
You owe someone a tasty meal?
Well, taste is secondary to nutrition, Miss Yunli.
I'm curious, Mr. Jiaoqiu. Under what circumstances would you usually open your eyes? Forgive me, but, your beef is overcooked.
Huh?
Well, seems like culinary emergencies are pretty eye-opening. But I digress. Mr. Jiaoqiu, why don't you introduce yourself a little more?
Well, I am employed as a military healer to the Yaoqing's General Fei Xiao. You could consider me one of her retainers. I'm accompanying the general to the Xianzhou Luofu for this war dance ceremony.
So what's with all the broths and ingredients then?
Well, you see, Miss Yunli, I believe in culinary medicine. The notion that we are what we eat. The arts of cooking and healing are one and the same, which is why I spend so much time delving into the spicy miracles of medicinal cuisine.
A meal is not simply a merry occasion, but an opportunity for food to work quiet wonders for our biological systems. Isn't that beautiful?
Why bother dividing the pot into 9 sections if you're gonna eat from all of them?
I am a self-confessed chow hound, Miss Yunli. I eat, and then I leave.
Oh, you ain't going anywhere yet, Doctor. Delicacies aside, let's talk some more about that healing of yours. Before you came under General Fei Xiao's command, you were well known in the Xianzhou Yaoqing's Alchemy Commission. You went on to cut your teeth as a military healer with the Cloud Knights on campaigns for the hunt. I heard you decided to retire, only returning to service at the personal request of the Cauldron Master.
Some people prefer work to leisure, I suppose.
Well, I am fortunate enough to be respected for my craft. Some even go so far as to deem me a miracle cure.
As General Fei Xiao's strategist, Jiaoqiu applies his taste for spice to battlefield tactics. Combat is a bubbling broth, with each side occupying one half of Yuanyang Hot Pot.
Indeed. Battles are marked by myriad changes, constantly evolving in a dance of yin and yang.
Well said, General.
They say foxes are cunning creatures. Seems like Mr. Jiaoqiu is no exception. I think it's time we took a look at what our delicious doctor can do on the battlefield.
Well, about time. I am a fire-type character on the path of nihility. When using my technique during exploration, I create a special dimension. After entering battle with an enemy within the dimension, I inflict them with fire damage. And there's a possibility of following up with a stack of Ashen Roast debuff.
So, we're cooking the enemy alive?
Ashen Roast turns up the heat by causing enemies to sustain greater damage. Any attack that Jiaoqiu lands on an enemy has a chance of inflicting Ashen Roast.
Indeed. Case in point, if I were to use my skill to deal blast damage, there would be a chance of simultaneously inflicting a stack of Ashen Roast on the target.
Did you just throw spices into the battlefield?
Sharp eyes, General. After launching my ultimate, the battlefield becomes an enormous Yuanyang hot pot. The enemies are trapped in a searing broth, which inflicts damage on each and every one of them. At the same time, the effects of Ashen Roast are compounded for enemies inflicted with the debuff, in line with the current highest number of stacks. Immediately after, a field appears, which lasts for a set number of turns.
Whew, all these hot pot visuals are making me hungry again. What does this field do exactly?
Enemies within the field sustain greater ultimate damage. And during their action, there is a chance they will be inflicted by a stack of Ashen Roast.
Oh, it would follow that if, for example, Acheron were on the team, you would be able to help her acquire ultimate charges more quickly.
Absolutely right.
Nice of you to invite the enemy to dinner before showing them the door.
The last meal they'll ever experience. Word of advice? Order out next time, fellas. Well, we've got to know new friends from both the Zhuming and the Yaoqing. Let's turn our gaze to the version 2.4 banner info. In version 2.4's first half warp event, Trailblazers can acquire the limited 5-star character Yun Li, as well as the limited 5-star character Hua Hua. The limited 5-star light cones, Dance at Sunset, and Night of Fright will be boosted.
A cat is a human's best friend.
You certainly have a cat-like energy to you, Miss Yun Li.
Let's move swiftly on to this version's second half warp event, which boosts limited 5-star characters Jiaoqiu and Maskful Sparkle. In addition, the drop rates for the limited 5-star light cones, Those Many Springs, and Earthly Escapade will be boosted.
Another eye-opening moment for our fox friend.
Moments spent in the cool shade of an old tree should be used for admiring the surrounding scenery.
Couldn't agree more. And I almost forgot. The version 2.4 warp banner will feature a familiar face on the 4-star light cone. Poised to bloom.
She has the presence of a true swordmaster. Someone's been taking their training seriously.
Mm-hmm.